Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm currently trading live on Oanda's live server. Yesterday I funded the account. I only put $500 in. I don't because this is experimental. It's out there for everyone to see. Every day I'm going to post a video so you can see how my expert advisor or trading robot, some people call them, performs. So far today, I've had 3 successful trades, no losing trades, and I'm capturing my screen now because it should be making a trade here shortly. It should be doing a sell. And if you watch the introduction video, you know that this expert advisor is based on the stochastic indicator. These others are for my own viewing pleasure, but for the sake of the advisor, it's just the stochastic. And the way it works is very simple, is that a sell is indicated when the value crosses the signal above 80, heading down, going down below 80. That is a definite sell signal. And the converse of that is that a cross of the signal going below 20 and heading up over 20, that is a definite buy signal. So I decided to go ahead and start recording because I want you to see the scalper in action. I don't know that I'll record it long enough to capture any profits or losses that it makes, because that can take, like I said in the other video, that can take minutes, that can take hours, it can take days. It really just depends on how the market's moving. But I should be able to show you where it places an order here very shortly. We're waiting right now for this to cross down and cross down over this red signal. The green crosses the red, heading below 80, and that is a sign for the robot to place a sell order. So we'll see. Sit here and watch it while we're waiting. I can show you the account history for today, and let me zoom this up a little bit. You can see that I transferred $500 into this live account. It says today. It's because we're on different time zones. It was actually late last night, but on Oanda's server it was already the next day, 3 o'clock in the morning. But then you can see that since then that the robot has had 3 consecutive winning trades, no losses. Now, something that I did is, since the balance that or the amount of money on the account was only $500, I had to change the size of the lot. The default of the robot is 0.5 lot size, and that's too much for a balance of only $500. You'll very quickly what's the word? You'll very quickly, oh, I'm at a loss. Your free margin, there you go. Your free margin will very quickly dwindle to nothing, and you'll end your account. You'll use your money. Will be God, I'm having difficult trying to explain that, but bottom line is your free margin will be more than what you, or your free margin will be below 0, and that's it. You're out of money, buddy. And I'll show you that here after I get off this page. But anyways, I experimented with some different lot sizes, and you can see that with a 0.1 lot size, the profit was $9.90. And the on the flip side of that, if had this have been a loss, it would have been a loss of $100. Here, remember that 10 to 1 I talked about in the first video? Well, $9.90 is basically $10. 10 times 10 is 100. Then This one here, then I said, okay, well let's make it even smaller, and I made it 0.01, and that was a winning trade, and it netted me one whole dollar. So it's a little bit too small. Um, It'd take a lot of those trades to be of any benefit, but I guess the upside of that, if anything, is that the loss is only $10. So it's good to use this to first test so that you're not losing a lot of money, and then you can adjust accordingly. So after that, then I increased it to 0.05, a little bit bigger, still not as big as the original, but that changed my, and again I turned over the robot, made a winning trade. I made $5, and the loss, had it have been a loss there, would have been, you guessed it, 5 times 10, $50. Here the loss would have been 5, and here 100. So you can see so far it's doing pretty good, as I expected. We're still waiting for this to for the conditions to be right for a trade, but I wanted to show you that so far on a live server we're doing just as we were doing on the demo servers, and that's good because Euro US dollar in 5 minutes did very well on the test server. Let's see, what can I talk about while we're waiting for this to do its thing? I wanted to talk, okay, free margin. So here you can see that my balance is $515, and then of course my equity is the same and my free margin is the same. But now let's say I make a trade, and hopefully you're going to see that here pretty soon, and let's say that the margin required to hold that trade is $100, and let's also say that right now it has swung negative and I'm at minus 25 on my profit. So my free margin is going to be this 515.84 minus, I think I said $100 for the margin, so that would be 415, and then minus the $25 of loss, so now you're at 390 or something very close to that. So you have to be careful. You see that your balance is 515, but in all actuality you only have 390 left on your free margin, and maybe I can show you that better. As soon as this does its thing, these will change, and then we can take a better look at that. So, but you got to be very careful. Another thing I want to say, if you purchase this, oh, we're getting close, very close. It's just got to cross. If you purchase this and say you've got it running and you're looking at it, and you change time zones, this is or times here. This is how you change them. You go daily, hour, 4 hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes, so on. If you change it, and let's just change it real quick. We go to day, and if it makes that conditions here on day, it's going to make a trade. So be very careful. You need to leave it on 5 minutes, because that's what this was designed for, and just be cognizant that if you are looking at other time frames just to see what's going on, it could possibly make a trade, and you really may not want that trade because it's the 5 minute time frame we're focused on. So I guess the best way to explain that is Stoch Cross Scalper will trade in any of the time, in any of the times, and it's whatever time you have up on your screen. We're getting close here. Again, we're looking right here where you can see the values at 91 and the signal's at 89, so they're getting close to where they're going to cross, but it just hasn't happened yet. And that's, and so let's say you're not trading with an expert advisor or a robot, and I did this for years. Is I would sit here in front of, in front of the computer and wait for this condition to be met, either up here or down here. And that eats up a lot of your time. And not only that, you've got to, you're always in front of your computer waiting for that to happen. And if you miss it, you miss it. Well, with the expert advisor, you don't have to worry about that. In fact, most of these trades that I made happened while I was sleeping. So you can't beat that, making money while you're sleeping. We are so close here. It's getting very close to a trade. So close, but yet so far. I thought it would happen quicker than that. I don't want to bore you or make an unnecessarily long video, but in order to show you this, that's what I have to do. So I have to ramble now. And oh man, it should be hitting here any second. And remember, we're coming down across the 80. Very close, very close. I'll just show you. So this I like bars. You can have candlesticks. A lot of people trade based on these candlesticks here, and I never really got into that. I'm kind of a visual, and I like colors. Red, bad; green, good. Red, green the price is going up. Red, it's going down. So not necessarily good or bad, but change in direction. Something else I could point out while we're waiting is that, and I spoke about this in the other introductory video, the first video I made, is that essentially these are all indicators, and essentially they all do the same thing. They give you a point to enter and exit trades. And so if you look at this, let me use this tool here. If you look at this, when this trade here was made, see that little blue dot? When this was made, this is where the stochastic was at. It was making its cross. But look at the demarker. See the demarker here? It's one of the signs there. It just did it. So as we just crossed the 80, let me get rid of this. Darn it. As we came down across 80, it just issued. You can see that that's the profit bar. So let's go down here and take a look. So at 22.45, it issued a sell. The size is 0.1. So this one's a little bit bigger, which means that's the $10 and the $100. 10 for a profit and 100 for a loss. Of course, we're in euro US dollar. That was the price that it. Let me move this up so I'm sure you can see it. That's the price that it bought it at, or sold it at, I should say. The stop loss is set for 2.21213, and the take profit is for 0.20113. So you can see here 212 minus 113 is roughly 100. So it's looking for a quick 100 pips to take profit. And that's the current price. All right, so you see that? See how that works? Don't even have to be here. You can be sleeping, you can be jogging, you can be at the beach, at the bar, whatever flips your switch. But this thing is running 24/7 if that's the way you have it set up, because you can't set it up to not trade on certain days. Um, it's just there doing what would take you sitting and staring at a screen endlessly to do. And I am going to make a video um, later, a separate video showing how to apply this philosophy without the expert advisor or without the trading robot. And feel free to use it that way if you want. You don't have to buy the expert advisor. You can just follow my strategy, but very tedious, very time consuming. And if that's all you have time to do is sit in front of your computer and stare, then that certainly is a good option for you. So, all right, let's look back at this. Let's touch on some things. And before we do that, before it just took its made a trade, what I was showing you was that here, when it took a sell, or when it made that prior trade, that it was a sell because the stochastic was coming down across the signal there, going below 80. Well, the D marker is above 70 coming down. Again, that's a sign. Here on this indicator, you can see that at that time, this one's a little harder because this is showing. This really isn't a signal that's showing price. It's more showing trend here. So here you can see that it's a good trend. It's above 30, so it's a good solid trend. And then these two show you whether the trend is up or down. Is price movement up or down? So again, we could have used this. We could have used the D marker. We could have used the relative strength index. This one really didn't line up as much as it could have. So what we would have looked at here is for the relative strength to be above 70 and then coming down. Like I don't see any on this screen. Let's see. Maybe like right here. That's a sell signal. And conversely, that's a buy signal here, crossing up. It's just the same thing as the stochastics. But there you have it. You can see we're in profit here. 90. It was $1.40. I think I saw it jump up to 3. Doesn't matter. I'll walk away from this, and if it makes its profit, great. If it's a loss, oh well, we'll make it up. So wanted to show that to you. I'm pretty confident this one's going to hit. This is this is where it'll take profit. So the price has to get down to here, and actually it's got to go past there some to cover the spread. But it looks like it's well on its way to being another profitable trade. Of course, you never know. Price could just go zooming up. Who knows? So this is the original. The green dotted line is the price at which I sold. This is where I will take profit, and you don't see where the loss is because it's so far above. Let's see if I can see it in 15 minutes. Now, when you're in a trade already and you switch time frames, that's okay. It's not going to do it. It's only going to trade one at a time, so you can stay in day all you want while there's a trade going on. But once that trade is finished, you want to get back over to the 5-minute time frame. So let me see if I can find where the stop loss is. Nope. No. There it is. So the stop loss is up here. Profit, see, minus $100.10. It's 1,000 pips, 10 to 1, 100 pips for profit, 1,000 for loss. Again, you have to do that. Well, you don't have to. You can do anything you want. I do it because the trade has to breathe, and I've found that this has been very successful this way. So let's go back to the 5 minutes. It would have been nice if this would have popped out a quick profit for you to see, but we could wait a little longer, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to bore you. I probably have bored you already. So let me talk a little bit about this. You're probably saying, well, hey, you know, this thing looks promising. I'm going to follow it for the 30 days, or maybe I'm just going to, you know, go ahead and buy it, whatever. It's going to be available on the MQL5 website. Let me see if I can show that to you without. No, I can show it to you. Wait a minute, what's it doing? Hey, you know, and by the way, I'm not using a very fast computer. I'm using a laptop. I'm connecting to the internet wirelessly. I'm a couple rooms over from where the router's at. As you can see, it is slow. Very slow, sometimes painfully slow. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is you don't have to have a super fast computer to allow this to work. But here you can see I'm on the website. My product is in the draft stage. I've uploaded it, and you know, seeing it's passed its validation and everything. So I'm going to submit it for review. So bottom line is this is where you'll be able to buy it. Probably in about, they say 10 days, but I'd say 2 weeks or so, which is great. Gives you time to follow along with me to see how it's doing. But anyways, that's where it's going to be. It's going to be on this MQL5, and I'll put a link to it in one of my videos when it's up there and ready. I'm also thinking about putting it on a separate website of my own, so that you can just go up and buy it that way. And if I do, I'll put the link there for you as well. So back to this, we're up to 8. We're almost ready to pop. So let's just, I'll just keep babbling here, boring you as this thing goes into a successful trade. That'd be awesome if I could show you it from the time it placed a trade to the time it takes profit. And it almost did it. If you look at that bar, see there, it went below the take profit. It just didn't clear the spread. It was oh so close. And you know, the other thing is, I talked about it before in the other video, is, you know, latency, transactions. It takes time for all of this, for the robot to talk to the server, and the server's got delays, and I don't think Oanda has it, but some servers have built-in delays on purpose. But anyways, this may have triggered a closing of the trade, but it didn't, either because it wasn't enough, or because it happened so quickly that the delay and all that, it just couldn't do it. But we're looking real good here. It's looking like it's going to pop here in a few minutes. You can use these Bollinger Bands. Like, you know, you'll notice I do this a lot, in that you know, Bollinger, I don't know how you say these things. You know, I choose to say them my way, and I hope they're the right way. So I say Bollinger Bands. But for you purists out there, if that's wrong, sorry. But, you know, that's just the way it is. Sort of like, you know, tomato, whatever. But anyways, these Bollinger Bands show you that it, you know, here we were in a breakout, and then it came back up, but you can see that it seems to be heading down. The trend is, it's like these two bands are pulling it down, and that's sort of what's happening. Um, yeah, so it's still, I was just looking at the time, it's only 4 o'clock Eastern time here in the United States, so we've got a full hour before we go into that lull after 5 o'clock, before the Asian session. So this should hit here. I just have to keep babbling for you. Um, let's see. Come on, baby. Very close. What else can I show you while we're waiting? You have to make sure auto trading, if you've got a expert advisor running, you got to make sure this is running, or it will do absolutely nothing. You have to have that. You click on it to allow it to do it. This one here are different templates, and this screen here that you see is a template that I made, so that anytime I pull up a different currency, all I have to do is go here and I choose Scalper John. That's my template. My name is John and I'm a scalper. So I choose that. Oh, it popped. All right, yay. So there you go. We just picked up another $9. See, we're up to 525. Let's go to the account history and see exactly. All right, what we made here. Up, 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 up. We made $9.90. It closed out at its take profit price of 1.20113, just like that. And again, we could have been I don't know, surfing or mountain climbing or sleeping or doing whatever. This thing is sitting here running and it's making us money with positive trades. Now, I don't, this looks great. I don't want to deceive you. There will be losses. There will be trades that lose. And if you remember from the previous video that I showed you, is that's okay as long as you've got more trades that are winning. And right now, just since it's definitely less than 24 hours that this has been running, but we've already got 1, 2, 3, we've got 4 trades in a row that were successful, and I'm sure we'll have more, and that helps when you do get a loss. It balances it out, and it'd be nice not to get any losses, but not possible. Not gonna happen. Go back to trade. Okay, so here we are. We're the expert advisor is once again sitting and waiting. This time it's probably going to do a buy, because now the signal is going down below 20. We got to wait for this to get down and do the cross up, going back up across 20, and it'll place a buy order. And that's the way actually everything in life is. It's cyclical, up and down, yin and yang, and it's just the way it is. And if you let me stop this from updating, and I'll show you. If you look at these prices, and if you look at the stochastic indicator, it just goes up, it comes down, it goes up and down. It does that, and Euro US dollar is very good at doing them. Some other currencies are tight, and they never really get above and below the 80 and 20 line, but Euro US dollar is absolutely beautiful in trading this philosophy. You can see it for yourself. Up, down, up, down, up, down. All of these are potential trades to make money. Sell, buy, sell, buy, so on. And that's what the robot does. So let's get this back to update. It's waiting to do a buy if the conditions are right, and I'm going to say goodbye because I've talked enough. I think I've showed you a lot. Another video coming at you tomorrow, and hopefully we'll have some more positive trades to show you. So, and you know, next tomorrow's video isn't going to be near as long. There were some things that I needed to say and get out that I did in this video, and tomorrow it's basically going to be, you know, a few minutes. Here it is, guys and gals. This is the way it went. Here's the profits, or here's the losses. Here's where we stand on day 2. All right, thank you. Enjoy your day. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and God bless.